Emperor. Hi, welcome. This is Goddess Renata and Conversations with Goddess Renata and Friends. And my friend today is Maria, who's multitasking. She's a busy lady, but she agreed to come on and have a little conversation with me. So you won't see her face, but you're going to hear her voice. Hey, Maria, how you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing wonderful up here in the beautiful Pacific Northwest on a full moon day.
I know, full moon day. You sent me that info on the Kelly Hunter. She's good.
Very good and very mythos metaphorical.
Yeah, I like that. And I just looked at that email today, and she's a Substacker, huh?
I believe so. She went to that platform. Yes. Yes.
And I segued to that platform a little while ago, Maria, so I'm playing with it. I've been doing the different card decks and creating my own sayings and that. So I got myself on Substack, and I'm kind of fascinated I was able even to do that. How do you do that?
Well, now I need to be taught.
Well, yeah, and I know that with all of the work that you do a lot of webinars and you're online a lot. How is that going for you? Because, we're kind of in that same genre where we didn't really grow up with this technology, but as we're still out in the world, it's important to be able to embrace some of it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
How you,
absolutely. Yes.
how you doing with
Yes.
some of the stuff that you're embracing?
Well, I can click join. So you keep sending them, girl.
Well, that's actually good. Join. And, that's part of the discussion today that I've been having with myself, all the pieces of myself. They're coming together, which is a nice thing. That's what's going on for all of us, I do believe. Um, and well, let me start in with the dream thing because you and I know that the dream stuff's pretty cool, and I've shared many of my different dreams with you. Um, so this one about integration of the different pieces that have fallen away and bringing them back together. So integration is a main theme, I do believe, probably for the rest of this year and coming up in 225 big time, and stepping into a new way of being. So you've got background in where I used to live in that. So it was the old family home I was in, Maria. And I had I had to use the bathroom. So I went into, the bathroom, and I couldn't get in there though because they were remodeling like the ceiling. And when I looked up, all I saw were like the starlight. It was kind of cool.
Oh, oh my gosh. Yeah.
I know. So bathroom, and about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I may have shared this with you because you and I talk a lot about different kinds of things. I was in that same, family home, and I went into that same bathroom, and I took a bunch of towels off of the racks and off the other racks. It seems like there were 11 towels. I threw a bunch of towels in, and I woke up thinking, is that a symbol for surrender?
Ooh,
I know. That's
yes.
yeah, see, that's how it felt to me.
hmm
I mean, like, do you have dreams about different kinds of things where you just know what that means to you?
I have dreams. Not always do I know, um, because they are the bits and pieces. So perhaps I need to pan back and see if there's an integration for all of those, fleeting as they are. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And George, he has some pretty profound dreams from time to time, but it's just like uh we were talking about entrainment a little bit. So he just doesn't allow that, more to open up. That's all. Because it's totally, that's totally a window for all of us because that we astral travel all the time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's that male grounded, got to be the breadwinner
There
out here
there
in
is
the world. Yeah.
there is that too. And I'm wanting to embrace a lot more of the focus grounded aspect. Being a Pisces, I can be in different places at the same time.
As you are in your dream in your house where you grew up,
Yeah.
in the bathroom where it flows,
Yeah.
and so
Where it
you're just
flows.
ears, especially with the backdrop, because I get the opportunity of the visual of the ocean behind you. So everything is flowing there as well as maybe that metaphor in the dream. I don't know.
No, 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 that's good. So what I said to my mom is, so where do we go to the bathroom, Mom? Oh, you got to go downstairs in the basement. I'm like, "Oh, okay." And so we did have a bathroom downstairs. It never got refinished, but we were always grateful that there was another bathroom in the house, you know. It was an older house. So
right? Three women.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is me, my mom, and Georgia lived there at the time. Yeah, so exactly. Um, so I went down the stairs and it looked familiar, but I couldn't really find it. So I had to kind of navigate a little bit and then oh there it is. So it wasn't a hard task. Like, okay, bathroom, there you go. And then I went back upstairs. Let me turn this music down now because I can only play so much in the background before it's a different thing. And so I said to my mom face to face, I said, so what are they charging you for doing that roof, Mom? And she said 7,000. I'm like, oh, so there's that seven in there. So,
Mm-hmm.
and to me, seven is like, reflection. What does seven mean to you? Anything?
Lucky seven.
Oh, lucky seven.
Yeah.
Okay. Lucky seven. I like lucky seven. Um, reflection always brings up some good stuff. So there's lucky, learning under correct knowledge.
I
Uh,
love how you can integrate, on the spot. You make your audiences feel warm, welcome, validated. Thank you. Yeah, that was a great piece.
Thank you. And I'm just learning to just recently, and this is probably what some of the dreams are about for me, is just really owning my value. I was one of those proverbial seekers. I call it carrot dangling. Like if I just learn this,
Yeah.
you know,
Then I'll be perfect, right? Then I can do it.
I
Step out.
know, I know. I think a lot of us, have that for sure. And I call it the metaphysical Christmas wrapping now.
Hmm.
And it's like, we really are all wherever we're at in our life right now, we are the present that gets unwrapped by our presence in people's lives.
Mm,
It's a big deal now. We all have,
absolutely.
yes, we all have so many talents and skills. And it's so important to be out in the different arenas, like in the real, okay, I'm going to say this word, the real world. What the hell does that mean? The real
Exactly.
world. Yeah, we're all creating in our real world, you know? As long as we stay inside and use the good stuff that's rising up on the inside, that's kind of what I'm saying to people now. It's almost like I'm going, if there's nobody else out there but you, Renata, or whoever I'm talking to, what would you be saying to you? I mean, it's your world.
Absolutely.
It's your soul, it's your journey, it's your time, you're here. What would you be saying to you?
Now that's profound. That's really a Zen cone moment.
Isn't it?
Hmm.
I don't consider myself that way at all. My stuff's a little quirky and it rhymes and I make little acronyms and sayings and I've done that for a bit. But our collective friend and mentor, William used to always encourage the laughter in that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, but you really have depth that grounds all of that, so it's like the earth that grounds the beautiful flowers that come out. So you have all these explorations, but you are all of that depth. So I'm glad that you're connecting with that, really seeing that part of you.
Thank you. In fact, you were in one of my dreams a long, 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 many years ago when I first met you, and you were taking me up a mountaintop, and you kind of like summoned, come follow. I'm like, okay. And we got to the top, and you just raise your hands out like this. See? Never have forgotten. I don't even know if I shared that with you. So you've always been a way shower to me. You're the one that told me you're the proverbial plate spinner, Renata. You can just do lots of things really well at one time. And I'm like, well,
Yeah.
you're always
Yes, it's true.
reinforcing that.
Yeah. I choose wage sharer. I'm
Mhm,
sharing with you. Yep.
mhm.
Because you teach me, I, share some things with you. So
In fact, I mean, I'm digressing a little bit, but it's you and I, so we're just having a conversation about how we've come together and sharing different things, kind of like on the fly. But that feels
mhm,
like how things are now. It's like the old scripts need to go, and it can be challenging.
absolutely. Especially when we are collectively creating something so totally new, and unique, if that's really true, how that is for us, then there is no there's no script. Totally improv, right?
Yeah, unscripted and write a new one. And then
Right.
recently I've been, I listened to a few different people, Sarah Elcardi, I love her, I love her wisdom, and
Mhm.
Bashar. And I don't know, do you ever listen to Bashar, the
I
channel?
have not. I'm familiar, but I have not. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Um, and his alien that is his channel
Hmm.
that comes in is in your face. Like when you do things like, I don't know, he goes, well, it is your life and it is your journey.
Right.
He keeps
Yep.
it
Own it.
he own it. He keeps it really in your face in that way that he doesn't want to make your life more complicated by feeling like he has answers for you. And
Right.
he's really clear about that.
Hmm.
But one woman asked about Sasquatch. I've listened to
Ah,
like this last couple
okay.
of weeks. I've listened to a few things, and I think the group that I've tuned into for the subscription or to listen to is called the Awaken Club. So they bring people together and then they ask him questions.
Ah, okay.
I'm learning because of the mentoring I'm doing with people now. I'm like, well, what kind of questions do people have? I don't know. I'm kind of like everything is beautiful. I go there real quickly. And that's just not real. It is real, but it's not real. So I want to be more grounded with, you know, being able to hear what people say and not overshadow with my sense of it's all wonderful, um, love and light, because that's not the way a lot of people are feeling. And so, to really be a bridge, you got to kind of hear and feel what people are saying. So that's been
Hmm.
useful for me.
Yeah. Well, you have a great ability um, to sensate, to feel.
Yeah.
So yeah. So as our friend William, getting out of the mental, and just dropping into that, and then I think that's more clear. And something I'm working on too. So how I can feel how it is for another without taking it on, and
Mm,
yeah, and then
mhm.
may have some words for it. Yeah, some
No,
encouragement.
and see, so there's that N word again, encouragement. You didn't say
Hmm.
encouragement, you said in.
Hmm.
Like empowerment is empowerment, inspiration is inside. You know what I'm saying? So like those
Absolutely.
things are pointing to that it's the inside juice that you want to squeeze.
Uh, True story.
True story. So back to that dream with the house and then the building. There was the ceiling. There was the night sky. Yeah, it was like dark and I could see stars. So that was an important.
Mm.
Then the
Hmm.
potty downstairs, then back upstairs asking my mom 7,000. And then this was interesting because it was my mom's face. Sometimes
Hmm.
it's sometimes it's the face, sometimes it's just her energy. You know what I'm saying? But
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, it was a face memory that I have of her. And it was almost like when I was 18, we for real stood in front of each other by the refrigerator and I said something and then she said something and I said, well, act like it. And I slapped her.
Ooh.
And it felt like we looked at each other for a long time,
Hmm.
probably just a couple minutes, but we never spoke about that again. So fast forward, I'm 67 now, I was 18 then, and my mom's on the other side, right? So fast forward, it's my mom. It's kind of like that thing, but it's almost like I said, I can I can come home and help you. And and,
Ooh.
and then I was kind of like, oh, but I don't want to, intrude. And she's like, no, you're always welcome.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That felt like a total integration of mom, daughter, and me. You know how they talk about inner child work and shadow work? That's all, you can call it whatever you want, but as we start to integrate the fragmented parts and bring them together, love the good, bad, ugly, and all in between.
Hmm.
That's the thing. You don't have to do anything about it. Just
Right.
notice,
Hmm.
aware it.
You do wear it very well, my dear.
Fireworks. Oh, my Shamul knocked over.
Ooh.
Shamul said, Hold up, lady. Here's my Shmuel. Where's Shmuel? Oh, can't. Oh, never mind. Oh,
Yeah.
ah.
Oh, very cool. Oh, very cool. Where is he from?
We got that in, I think we were in Cancun. Yeah, a long time ago. And we bought it at one of the Mayan ruins. I think we went to visit.
Mm-hmm. Ooh,
So that felt like an
powerful.
integration. That,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
yeah,
Especially with some of the other stories that I'm aware of with your mom.
yeah,
I mean, she's so truly, deeply loved you, loves you now as well as then.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go back a long way. Since I've lived here 20 something years, I met you fairly close to that time frame through our friend William. And there was some wonderful work that you and your recently passed Larry did with the skio work and all that. So I remember that definitely when you mentioned that, because you do have a history with me and my mom. And you helped do a lot of clearing in our relationship before she actually passed. In fact, you were there. I went to the into the bathroom where she was at, about ready to cross over. They were going to give her the morphine shot to, nod her out because she was ready to go. I went into the bathroom. I remember when I called you. I goes, Maria, it's time. Just, oh gosh, it's time. She's going, and you just listened. I remember, and you're like, you'll be okay. You're okay.
If
Mm,
you are. Yeah. That was honoring to me. So thank
yeah.
you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm,
Veil's so thin right now. The presences are, are just so there here.
okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
can. I
Yeah.
have. Yeah, I have a little bit of a label maker. It's an old brother printer. There's a story with this one. It's real quick. And the batteries weren't good, so I we got some more batteries and put that in there, and I made a new blend, so I wanted to use my little label maker to, to put the label on it. And then George is like, "You can't really see that very clearly, can you?" I'm like, "Well, no, I can see what I'm printing." I've had this label maker for 10 or so years. I've never taken off the film on the display.
Is that a veil scenario?
And I started to pick it like, oh, I've never taken off yeah, there you go.
But you got to do it. So fun to be the one to peel that cellophane off.
Or pop those little bubbles or,
That's right. Well, when you do mentoring work, I guess that's a pretty good analogy.
it's so funny. That is hilarious.
Hey,
So,
I have one quick piece.
yes,
This
please.
came a couple times when you were talking, and so my visual when you were talking about the house,
Hmm.
so that would be, well, I won't, I'm trying to not say what I think it is, but I just want to
No,
say a
you're
couple
good.
words.
Please do.
Yeah.
Please do.
Well, so the upper and the sky, and then when you went to the lower to the basement, so then it really started sounding like chakras. And then you had the
Mm.
number seven, and so I don't know,
Mm.
but yeah, just kind of play with the what the crown would be and what the root chakra and kind of that whole mix.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's very, very, very good. Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, your numbers. You're
Yeah,
real good with your numbers. Yeah. How
I
many towels?
count me 11. I know. Interesting, huh? Um, Yeah, so it is just that ability because we don't want people to feel like you have to go study somewhere to learn to, use your dreams. I mean, you could. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't. Do you know what I mean? I just
Absolutely.
I just
Yep.
started paying attention, and then I was around different people where I would share, and then I'm like, oh, okay. I think I have one book on dreams by Robert Moss.
Uh, yeah. I like his work.
Uh-huh. And then I've gotten some dream interpretation books from the kids for Christmas because they knew I was kind of into that. So like you umbrella, what does that mean? You know.
Ah. Mm-hmm.
So, but then again, whatever it is that I'm discovering that people need to have come into the sphere of their influence, however that shows up, that's them commanding that. albeit that sometimes, I used to be unconscious of that. Now I'm very conscious of, how I am on the inside and then watch to see what shows up on the outside and how closely that matches the vision that I want to step into and create for my world.
There it is.
Yeah. So
It's the
knowing,
path. Yeah.
go ahead, honey.
No, that's the path laid out. You just articulated it. Yeah.
Knowing your flow. Yeah.
Mhm.
Synchronistic knowing your flow.
Yeah.
Um,
So even when people come to you, sorry, I think I'm
no,
interrupting.
please do.
Um, yeah, it's hard for you to know where I'm at because I'm a little black screen, right?
Hey, well, you're
So,
probably walking around the house doing stuff too. You're good. It's okay. I got your number. You're okay.
yeah, good. Um, so when people, as you were describing that it was a solo journey for you, and so just seeing um, that there's people and they interpret and you kind of see how they may put things together and make meaning for
Mhm.
themselves. And so when people that come to you, um, if they have no awareness of what all of this is about, and just the fact that they're validated that they're getting something, and allowing them to stay open to that without going mental on it and putting a bunch of meaning, you know, and how all those answers will come to them, if they're encouraged just to, like you did, just to be. Yeah,
Yeah.
is
That was a
that's what you said. Yeah.
that was a great confirmation. In fact, the lodge that we used to be in with Bernice Fallingleaf, she was good with a lot of that. I mean, she had a lot of the ritual and some of those things that she liked to utilize. And again, I have to say that none of that is really necessary, but it sure makes it fun,
Yes, it was. It was a good gathering always.
wasn't it?
Laughter. Yep. And
Always,
always food, always
always
just,
food.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you have just one bite, you have to have partake in that experience of the repast, just one bite.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like your own little church. I mean, I know you're Catholic, so that communion and all of that is pretty sacred.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So and allowing it to still be sacred, in that memory and that time in my life. Yeah.
And then finding other ways to celebrate and bring that together. So, getting together online is a good thing. And sometimes that's just the only way that people can kind of converse because they're busy. But,
Right.
I do appreciate as my friend, when I do events, you always make a point of coming. I mean, we have like some potlucks and that, and you put it on your calendar, like you put this on your calendar. That means a big deal to me. Thank you.
Oh, well, you mean a big deal to me too.
And I,
Yeah.
I kind of I kind of think we all need to do more of that. Like down at Crystal Spirit, the store, that's why I love being out, you know? And like you get to if I don't have any clients, I'm just there in the store, taking in the energy. It's a great stone store. It's really a nice store.
It is a beautiful story. Yeah, there's so much with all those stones and my gosh. Yeah, it's pretty rocking place. Sorry about the
I,
pun
I
there. Yeah.
I know I'm gonna do one too. It's like it's a place for stoners. There you go. Pretty grounded, pretty earthy. Although I think they do have some asteroid and some different kind of stones from, different timelines and different galaxies. Charlie
Mhm.
brings in some stuff that's his special stuff. I've got
Right.
this back office where it's like, ooh. In fact, one time him and Lisa Ann laid a grid of crystal skulls to clear the space.
Hmm.
And they'd done it on Monday and Tuesday. And so I came in, Wednesday was my day that I worked there. And I do my little pod videos and all that stuff for TikTok, and also I'm taking pictures all the time. I could not get a clear picture. I thought something was wrong with my camera. I went outside. I thought, well, maybe it's just, I don't know. Let me go outside. Maybe I need a break. I came back inside and it was a little bit better, but when I went in the hallway just to kind of look and see what was going on, I took some pictures and then I'm like, oh my gosh. There was huge jets of light coming from the room that was on the other side that they had set the
Mm.
grid with the crystals. And it was coming through to my room. And so there was so much brightness and it was interrupting the grid so much that nothing could happen. And
Oh my
you
gosh.
could see that energy. So I went and I'm like, I went to Lisa, I'm like, so what's up? Look at that. And then she
Yeah,
said, oh yeah, we set that grid yesterday. I'm like, okay, now I know. I should ask you guys when you do some clearing work like that, if my videos are messed up again. That's what that is. But I saved that picture for a long time because it was kind of amazing. Like,
that is powerful. Yeah. Just like we used to get, I imagine we still do, but with the different technologies, may or may not pick up the spirit pictures.
hmm
Yeah.
I've got some of the spirit pictures. One of the last, I mean, several years ago when we were at, I can't remember her name, but we were at the girls' house and we all gathered and we were in a circle and I got some pictures and next time we get together, I'll show them to you. But yeah, there were some definite spirit orbs in those pictures.
Hmm. Hmm.
I've captured them a few times in different ways. It's just
Interesting.
awesome, isn't it?
It
But
is.
it's like to me, it points that there's so much out there to assist us and that we can connect with it that we don't have to actually see it. But it's nice when you get like a little confirmation of something, like,
Absolutely.
I mean, grandmother would say, well, if it's something out of the corner of your eye, you think you saw it, you did. Don't
Right.
question.
Right. And that's that whole piece, just be okay with it because you really are getting it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's something that's happening in this, like I said, the this movement of people being more aware and stepping outside of things, observing them, and knowing that they don't really have to do anything about that. Just observe that and then allow the shifts to, happen. And
Absolutely.
that's a big
Yeah.
part of being okay with not having an audience telling you, "Yay, you got it, yay!" That was kind of my challenge. I needed a full scale orchestra and chorus line so that like, oh, you're good. Haven't gotten that yet. But I totally listen to my guides and my team all the time and ask for help. And I'm okay that I don't see them. Although when I close my eyes, lately I've been getting visions of different energies and my projection of what I think they might look like. So
Hmm.
it's actually that's kind of it's kind of they're a multicultural, multidimensional crew, I must say. And it wasn't until I opened up to allowing someone to share with me, because I'm not like a real sharer, like I want my own journey. You said that you're a solo person. Yeah, I am. I want to figure things out on my own. I don't really want you to tell me what's up. I want to know for myself. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. Yep.
Kind of lonely. And sometimes I cut my nose to spite my face. I get it. I'm kind of obtuse sometimes. Um, anyhow. There may not have
Uh,
been any point to that.
well, I can relate. I always definitely relate. So,
Yeah, but it was about someone my friend Danielle on that Saturday group that I used to be in for a couple of years, and it was like at 8 o'clock in the morning. And I'm just not an early person. And I get George off to work on Saturdays. And so it just disrupted that little family flow thing I had. And I didn't know how important that little routine was for my stability.
right.
know?
I,
And in that flow, I'm like, so I wasn't sure how to back out of the group. But when I decided that wasn't working, it just kind of came that that's what I end up doing. And it wasn't harsh. That's what I didn't want
hmm.
to lose, like friends and make it be some excuse, you know. Because really it was just kind of an early thing and it was just time to do something different. That's all that was, really.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
I learned so many things in that group. It's just amazing how you're saying that, as friends and colleagues, we do and other people do, they share. And to be so attached to, what is the package I'm unwrapping just, let the presents flow. You know what I mean? Like it's Christmas every day. Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so important just to be heard and no one telling you what you need to think or say or invalidating, just, allowing.
Allowing
That's a
children.
huge lesson. Yeah, that's a huge piece. Yeah.
It's a huge piece. And I love how when you phrase that, it's a piece. It's not like the whole thing, but it's a big piece.
Hmm.
There's lots of little pieces out there. And when you put them together, you get these little nice gold nuggets, you know, and they're kind of indestructible. I love that. I have a huge gold stash somewhere. I can't believe
You
it.
do.
Like a Fort Knox. I got a Fort Knox. But my friend Danielle, who was the originator of that particular group, she said to me, "Do you recognize that you have a lot?" We were doing a trade. Do you recognize that there's a lot of energies wanting your team wanting to talk to you? There's a lot, and it's almost like you just need to organize them in some kind of way so that they can help you because they're all stepping up at one time. Do you feel
Ah,
sometimes confused about stuff that's going on, like but you don't know? I'm like, wow, that's deep, Danielle. Okay, so she led me through a little meditation which was just, bringing it in and then connecting. And then I would see things. I'm like, wow, thank you. So that was one of the great gifts I got from her was that um, to not be so cavalier about the fact that, you do have lots of assistance. All of us do. But you, Renata, have not always allowed that to be that support for you because you want to own it all. Not my birthday.
yeah,
Bells and whistles. Oh, she got it. Yay.
true. Well, I can really see that. That really, totally, that's how that feels, you know, because you do
Mm-hmm.
have this huge, yeah, entourage. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so I like, okay. So when they say, when it's time the teacher will appear, that's
right.
going on like I would say all the time. So to keep myself out of the mix of being able to glean some new stuff from someone and then to share some new stuff with someone so they could like allow more in, I'm
Mm,
jazzed. Like that feels easy. That's like I've signed up for that one.
right.
But
Well, you're
the
making them proud.
Yeah, I'm making him proud. But the other part of, wanting to learn stuff so that I can share that with people so they can tell me how great I am. That was my old platform because I thought
Hmm.
that's what I needed to do.
Hmm.
And it was so uncomfortable, because it's not my energy.
Well, that wasn't what you were, the end goal. It wasn't
Yeah.
about your ego. Yeah, I get that.
Well,
Yeah. So
actually, the end goal was about my ego now that I kind of see that that was it because I wanted people to acknowledge what I knew.
hmm.
I wasn't acknowledging. I was just kind of like, oh yeah, I study stuff, but I was doing it so that I could stand on the soapbox and go, look how great I am. And I wasn't willing to say, look at how you make things work for you. Good for you. Yes, it was a different energy that just shifted for me. It's been like this year I've been really focused on that. Like it can be kind of conflicting. Like so you want to be really good at this and you want to be noticed, but then I don't want to be noticed because it's not about me. It really is about me helping. I don't know how to be of service without being visible. And I'm like, so okay, in this world, that can be conflicting, but in your world, Renata, it doesn't have to be. Just own who you are and then just speak up. And don't
Hmm.
expect anything. Don't expect anything. Unless you're in a session and you're charging money, you expect your client to pay you. But other than that, don't expect accolades or don't expect anything in that way from people. It's disappointing. It makes you on the bottom and you don't feel like you're on the bottom, do you? And my answer was like, no. And you're part of your gift is you're just sharing you. There's nobody like you, right? Like there's nobody like Maria. So you don't have to qualify that. And I was attempting, we know that word qualifying in sales. I was attempting to qualify my ability to work with people. It's a delicate thing, but yeah, I'm kind of over that.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Without reflecting and putting words on it to limit what you just said. I hear you. Yeah. Yeah. So that's you're flowering. That's just one more layer of your evolvement. Yeah. So that's really cool that you have come to that. I mean, that you can recognize that. So then that allows you to go to the next step. And
It does.
yeah.
That feels
Yeah.
like it's that way for all of us, though. I mean, like even you and I having this discussion. Like, my friend John was gonna, like I said, he was gonna be, but I messed up the time frame. So he would have been in Portugal trying to get on at 3 a.m. for my 7 o'clock p.m. because I'm not an early person. I'm like,
Yep.
oh, that you did it reverse. And then I felt kind of like an idiot. An idiot. Yeah, that was a good word. Because I went to do the world clock and I'm like, there seemed to be a lot of hoops to jump through to get it. Like, can't you just tell me what the time is? I don't really want to do the app and then go like, oh, I have to read that now. Oh my gosh. No.
Yeah. Yeah. It is convoluted. Yeah. And then we had daylight savings time in there to kind of mess it up too.
Oh, yeah. So I'm just like, you know how you are. You don't read recipes for stuff. If you can't make it in 30 minutes, you just don't bother. That's just how you are, Renata. So don't trip on it. Just don't worry about it. Figure it out. So I was able to figure it out and then send him a new one. But John is the other person who I met in this Saturday group that I was in. So Danielle and John, two great people.
Hmm.
And they do some, totally different kind of work. John does frequency work, and when they had I guess we're post-COVID, post-coup, some of his knowledge on frequencies and eradicating prion proteins was really super valuable for me. I was on it. And there were a lot of people that were on it. So he teaches that work. And so just the other day, I was dealing with a little thing just yesterday, and they messed up a subscription of something I get regularly. And so I was like, well, it's okay. But then I wrote a little nice note, and I got a response back from the president of the CEO of the company. And we had a nice conversation, and I'm like, okay. And then they shared with me that they had taken, they're a nurse, that they had taken several doses of the thing. And then the fifth one they've done, they're having like the tachycardia and can hardly walk down three houses without, not feeling good.
Oh
And
no.
yeah, and I'm like, oh, I'm actually surprised to hear that coming from you, but I get it. You know,
Hmm.
they work in the alternative, but they also work in the, regular field. So I was able to be that bridge, and like just in a second, I said, I know someone that does frequency work. And in fact, there's essential oils you can use on your wrist to eradicate that. Would you like that website? Yeah,
There, that's
about
beautiful.
bridging.
Hmm.
I know. I'm like, okay, you've opened the door. So I've been saying to people, Maria, too, this synchronicity is the new flow. It's the new plug-in. It's the new, you travel from one continent to the other. You have to have a new cord to plug in to use the juice, right? So
Hmm.
the synchronicity is the new juice. Don't forget the juice cord, the juice plug-in. That's the new synchronicity. So having John's information in my head and then talking to someone that could benefit in the future from knowing about that was like, oh snap, that's what's happening.
Connecting.
Example,
Yes.
a lot of
Yeah.
that going on, connecting.
Awesome. Well, John will be on one of these days, and it'll be the
Well,
perfect
we'll do
timing.
it. Yeah, we'll do it another time. And this is again so great for you to have time to do this. And you said it was a better time than 7 p.m. Um, because I could get on and just like talk, but this feels so much great because I know you, so your energy is there. And I think there's going to be some good stuff from this, though. So, and thank you for allowing me to record this as well.
Oh, absolutely.
I'll send
Absolutely.
I'll send you the recording. I did yesterday. I pulled a couple of cards. let's see, it was Wednesday and I came home and they fell out. I was putting them away and they fell out. So fallout cards are always important. I always include the fallouts, like it's not an act.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so they feel appropriate to share right now, so I will do that. And since this has been a time of me wanting to focus more, I got a reminder that it's real important to focus because you do get distracted. You are a proverbial plate spinner, as you say, and I am, and I love that about me. But I'd also like to see me be that way and ground, and accomplish some visions, and see them
Hmm. Hmm.
manifest. So this is the card. Distractions create inaction in a time where momentum is desired.
Ooh.
That was, yeah. And
Hmm.
I signed myself Goddess Renata. So these are my Goddess Renata cards. Okay. That I was like, thank you, Goddess. And then here's one that we love. IRS, an acronym. Inner Resources Sustain. Okay. Thank you. Inner Resources Sustain.
Hmm.
Mhm. And then the last
Wow.
one. Yeah, I know. I know sometimes I go back and I got about 4 separate decks now and I go read. I've been doing it since 218, since William encouraged me just to write and don't worry about what you're going to do with it. I'm like, what? He'd say stuff like that, and I'd be like, what? What do you mean? That seems pointless.
And here you are.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
what a great catalyst. And so for him, he had no expectations put upon you, allowed you to just be you. And here you are, 4 decks and more coming, I'm sure.
I know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this one is laughter and play every day is now leading the new way.
Ooh, yeah. Love your rhyming.
I thank you.
Yeah.
Um yeah, there is a lot to just owning who your value in the whole mix of things. There's so much entrainment or, so much old programming. That's kind of what that is. It's old programming. It's just old programming. We,
Right.
we got to reboot. You know,
Absolutely. Yeah. Can't
it's
measure ourselves by those lower standards, right?
no, I mean, you can, right? But then it
Hmm.
starts to feel kind of funky. Like, is that it?
Yeah,
Where,
really.
where's the bliss? Where's the fun and joy? This feels hard. This feels like struggle. You
And
know?
it has been, it's reflected in people, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there has been this skirting around the political situation, and I just say to people, it's like, the two people that were running for office, they're in form, they represent an energy, the male and the female, and I just said it's got to be about the integration moving forward in this new Nova Earth and creating. It's got to be about the integration of the male and female energy and how we want to have this world be. Do you know?
Oh,
I
absolutely. Yeah, it's such a great opportunity.
Isn't
You
it?
know, if we drop all the beliefs and our one's little focused vision, the narrow vision, and just allowing the process. I think there's something really great that's beckoning if we can align with that rather than to stand stuck on the what was.
Staying stuck on the what was. It's comfortable sometimes.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, I mean, it was safe because we survived it, even if it wasn't fun. It was a bumpy
True
ride.
story.
Yeah.
True
Uh,
story.
yeah.
And there's always some gift with that. So I'm just looking for my presence.
Hmm. Well,
I want
whatever it is,
all.
you're sparkling, girl. Whatever it is you're doing, you're sparkling when you unwrap that.
All right, so let's see. I'm looking at our clock. I just want to make sure I stay on time. And now, when the Saturday group that we used to record things as well, and sometimes we get all excited about talking to each other and, be 2 hours later. And I would always say, I'm like, you guys, that's just way too long to post a 2 hour or 2.5 hour video. Like I got lost.
Absolutely. That's true.
So then I
Yeah.
thought, half hour, 45 minutes is actually probably good. An hour might be pushing it. And I don't know how to, I don't know how to edit anything. I just know
Yeah.
how to have a Zoom account. I can have 100 people on here. I pay for that. And it looks like I haven't upgraded to the new one. I may not because I know how to work the old, the old app.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
I'm gonna hold on to that until they won't let me. So I
Yeah.
have to do the new version. And this has the AI companion on it, so it does the transcripts and it actually does little nice nuggets. And so I'm appreciative of the AI. I'm a little bit leery sometimes when I watch a lot of things with the automated voices that, are controlling the tones that you hear. And there's so
Hmm.
much, what do you call it, social engineering happening on our planet all the time.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, that's that going within and really being in tune with our way of sensating truth so that we can really hone into the truth. And when we're hearing these other things that conflict or they don't mesh, then we can have a better understanding of what's going on.
It's true. It's totally true. I'm so glad that you understand that as well. And that would be like a big piece for a lot of us. And women, I would say especially just tend to open up and allow more. But there's just that boundary creation where, you learn to separate like what's yours and what's not yours.
Mm. Hmm. That's
But
a big skill, a deep skill.
isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm re-looking, reframing all of that myself. That's sort of my winter is a wonderful time. Because we're flowing with the season. The
Mhm.
outward growth is going down and within the earth, and so going within myself and really, integrating and looking at that. Get ready for
Yeah.
spring.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Um, I'm feeling like I actually had done an outline for the show. I have an outline sheet.
Good
And I'm
girl.
like, I know. I mean, I like to be on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm comfortable with that. But then part of this idea of me focusing and plugging into the focus outlet, it's like, okay, it's okay for you to kind of buy that story that it's good to have a little outline. That could be your story now. You're okay. And then, if there's some things you want to make sure you ask people that you're, having a conversation with, it's good to write them down so you're not spending time remembering that. At the very beginning, I wanted to do the emotional parasite release. um, Prayer protection and emotional parasite release. Last time we did a video with Tim, we did the emotional parasite release. And let's do that again, just because there's some stuff that came up for me in the dream thing. You may have something
Mm-hmm.
too. And then
Oh, absolutely.
I'm going to share this on the YouTube channel. So this gives people a chance to, clear that as well. Um, just a teeny, teeny background. So this emotional parasite release that I'm going to share with everyone is all about clearing your light body. It allows you to get rid of the incessant or continual thoughts or nagging thoughts of attempting to figure something out or have it go away. Did I say that clearly?
Yes,
Okay, good.
absolutely.
Okay. And it's fairly simple. But what one would need to do, as I say this one, is to pull up any sort of situation that feels heavy, that feels like I'd like it to go away, but it still keeps coming up. And I don't have any new thoughts with that. It just feels like I'd like it to go away and leave me alone. So
Mm-hmm.
any thought works with that energy, but bring it up and then let's just wait a couple of seconds for, when people are watching, they'll be like, oh, what now? Um, give you a couple seconds if there's something. And I feel like I have been moving through something for a bit. And is there a residue? Yeah, I'm gonna say there's a little bit of a residue there. So I'm gonna pull up my thing. And what we want to do is take our left, this is my left hand. Take your left hand and place it on your belly button. And everybody knows what their belly button is. So left hand on belly button. belly button. Oh, lost the belly button. Okay. And right hand on the heart. All right. And then go ahead and close the eyes and bring up the situation that you would like to release once and for all. And you want to say these words. These feelings do not belong to me.
Feelings do not belong.
These feelings are not mine. These thoughts are not mine. I release them in love now and forever. Thank you. So it is. So that's it. It's so simple. It's so amazingly simple. Um, I like to share that with clients, and I have some little written ones, so I give that to them and we demo that. And generally there's something that's holding up the legs like a tripod. So that like just knocks that leg off that tripod and just kind of falls over. Mine was swimming. I've died in a bunch of lifetimes, Maria. And water. And so I don't know how to swim being a Pisces. And there's just was a little hesitation. I was able to clear um the drowning thing. And I may even take some swimming lessons, but when I feel about water and stuff, it's like I don't have that. And so that's probably the other part I'd like to say about that as you work with this simple emotional release technique. As you work with that, the thought may still be there, but the energy will not be attached to it any longer. It's like you might even have a hard time finding what it was and registering, because we're talking about knowing what the feeling is and
Mm-hmm.
feeling that feeling like, oh, well, damn it. That, oh, it's different now. Yeah, I just thought that was an amazing tool, you know. So
It is. I really, this time I noticed, because you were leading it. I didn't have to read it off a paper,
yeah,
open my eyes,
exactly,
close my
exactly.
eyes, right? And yeah, I had something that was evidently up because I could feel things just start leaving me. Just the lightness coming in, the less weight. Yeah.
Less weight. Lightness of being, less fun enough. I'll be glad when I get my new teeth. They're coming next week.
Ooh, how exciting. Santa's
Oh,
early.
smile. I know.
Oh, anniversary time. That'll be
I
perfect.
know. I know, Maria, 38 years on the 29th.
Oh, and that, just speaking of that, so an 11th month, but the 29th day, that's like such a huge number. I'm in
I
11
know.
also.
And then
Yeah.
38 years, there's 11 there too.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Isn't that, a lot of people are key into the number thing. I like the 1111, the 111, 1212, 1010. I see that all the time. What about you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Mhm. It's
Yeah, Larry and I
definitely,
had many of those numbers. So, and we had
yeah.
38 years, so we had that.
Oh gosh.
And I keep counting.
Yeah.
Why stop? Why stop? Yeah.
No, I mean, because those memories, it's like if that's part of your soul journey, it's like that's an important aspect of who you are. And as you move forward, it's there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, actually there were some good parts that I don't want to lose. So,
And that's the choice that we get to make.
mm,
That's really wonderful. Blessings
yeah,
are blessings.
absolutely. Absolutely. And relationships are so beautiful because we do get to reflect, back and forth. And what is that saying about love brings up that which is unlike itself?
Mm,
So having someone that loves us enough that we can be with that, allow that to be there and to
mhm.
not taint our love and then to do the release.
Mm, that's nice. That's very nice.
Yeah. So happy anniversary and happy earlies.
Thank you. And speaking of being light, I did you know, and maybe people that are watching this don't know that I create different uh, blends, tinctures.
Amazing blends, amazing blends.
Thank
Yes.
you, thank you. I have one for you. This one I've been at, you know, I always test it my first. I always test it myself to see what that is. And then I gave one to George and Lorinda. So you when I see you, I have one for you, but it's called Being Light. It's
Ooh,
this one. So I'm doing it in a little spray bottle, and then you can just
uh-huh.
spray it in your water or a couple under your tongue.
Hmm.
You're good.
Very cool.
But the idea of it is to help bridge and find our space in the world where we can identify and notice how our love is being absorbed and appreciated, and then how we can like release the polarity and the duality, even though we live in this third dimensional construct now with what we're doing. um the shift of consciousness involves being able to release that polarity. And so some of that dreaming allows me to do that. And I attribute some of the dream stuff that I do, the work I do with some of the blends. I've been doing manifestation blends for, I don't know, 25, 30, oh gosh, 30 something years since I've been married. Um, so yeah, I've got that gift for you, my friend, so you can kind of play with that a little bit. But it's for a bridge to create just more harmony inside, and to attract, um, you know, that which we desire.
Beautiful. Awesome. Thank you. I accept that gratitude.
Yeah, you're welcome. I love you, Maria.
Love you. So grateful for our friendship. Thanks for
I
having me on the air
know.
today.
Yes. So I do believe that I'm going to go ahead and close
Feels
down.
complete. Yep.
Yeah, it feels like we did a nice full circle. I'm going to do a little gratuitous commercial for myself. If you are interested in, you know, some of my blends or some of the other things or coming in to see me, if you go to my website, it is renataworld.bigcartel.com. renataworld.bigcartel.com. You can kind of connect with me with some of the different stuff that's going on, and I'll just leave it at that. Um, and you know, I could give you a little plug-in for the work that you're doing, but next time that we get on, we'll do that for you. But if you wanted to say something about where people can contact you or what you're doing, you are welcome to do that right now, my friend.
Actually, my I'm under construction, so I will have
Okay.
something updated for you. Yes.
Well, yeah, we'll do that next time because I definitely will have another conversation with you, conversations with friends. Um, all right, so I'll say goodbye to you, Maria. Thank you very much, my friend.
Bye,
And
sweetie. Love you, darling.
love you
Thank you.
too. And this is Bye from Goddess Renata. We'll see you next time. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy.